Serie A Napoli vs Juventus prediction, team news, lineups preview. Old foes Napoli and Juventus reconvene at Stadio Maradona on Sunday, as two Serie A giants fight it out for maximum points at Stadio Maradona. While the struggling Scudetto holders took some frustration out on Sassuolo in midweek, Juve's late victory last weekend finally halted a worrying winless streak. Match preview. After drawing each of their previous 3 games with the same 1-1 scoreline versus Genoa, Barcelona and Cagliari, reigning Serie A champions, Napoli responded to letting 2 points slip against the latter by putting managerless Sassuolo to the sword on Wednesday evening. Francesco Calzone's second league match since replacing Walter Mazzarri as head coach saw 2 linchpins of the Partenopei's title win return to the fore, as Kvaratskhelia bagged a brace and Victor Osimhen went one better by helping himself to a hat-trick. In doing so, Osimhen became only the 3rd player in club history to reach double figures for 4 consecutive Serie A seasons, and the first since a certain Diego Maradona achieved such a feat in the 1980s. That 6-1 stroll in Reggio Emilia could perhaps prove a turning point for Napoli, whose Scudetto defense has certainly not gone to plan. They sit 9th in the standings, almost 30 points adrift of their likely successors. Inter Milan. Even securing European football for next season is an uphill task, with Calzone's side still some 7 points adrift of Italy's top 6 with only 12 rounds remaining. Now aiming to post back-to-back league wins for the first time since September, Napoli have a proud recent record to build on when Juventus come to town. They have won all of the team's last 4 meetings in Naples in their long history. They have never beaten the Bianconeri 5 times in a row on home turf. Conversely, after a 1-0 victory in December's reverse fixture, Juve will be aiming to do the double over Napoli for the first time since 2018-19, when they were still top dogs in Italy. The mighty have fallen, however, and following a brief flicker of hope earlier this season, a serious title challenge may not now materialize, as Inter have ruthlessly exploited the Bianconeri's series of slip-ups throughout February, allowing a 9-point gap to open up between themselves and the unstoppable league leaders. Juventus had picked up just 2 points from 4 matches ahead of last week's visit from faltering Frosinone, which almost resulted in another embarrassment for Max Allegri's men. Though Dusan Vlahovic scored twice to take his tally to 9 league goals in 2024 alone, Juve were being held 2-2 by the Serie A strugglers in Turin, with stoppage time almost over. However, Daniele Rugani's last-gasp winner snatched 2 extra points and ended his team's winless streak. Renowned for their ability to grind out 1-0 wins under arch-pragmatist Allegri, Juventus have now conceded at least once in each of their last 5 league matches, which represents their longest streak without a clean sheet for almost 2 years. As several absences are set to affect them on Sunday. And with Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia now showing signs of stirring into life, that will be a concern for fans of the old lady. Team news. Napoli coach Francesco Calzone should have all of his main men available this weekend, with only January signing Cyril Ngonge, who has already missed 3 matches with a muscle strain, and Swedish midfielder Jens Kajust ruled out by injury. Therefore, reigning Capocannonier Victor Osimhen, who has scored 5 times in 3 games since returning from the Africa Cup of Nations, leads the line up front. Support will again be provided by Matteo Politano and Kvaratskhelia, the latter of whom was directly involved in 3 goals during his only previous meeting with Juventus in Naples, recording 1 goal and 2 assists in January 2023. Meanwhile, Juve's main marksman Dusan Vlahovic has scored more times than anyone else across Europe's top 5 leagues since the start of 2024, and the Serbian striker will be partnered by either Federico Chiesa or Kenan Yildiz at Stadio Maradona. Max Allegri faces a minor crisis in midfield, as injured duo Adrian Rabiot and Weston McKennie join band pair Nicolo Fagioli and Paul Pogba on the sidelines. Southampton loanee Carlos Alcaraz could therefore make his first start, and Fabio Moretti may also be selected. In better news for the Bianconeri's boss, Danilo has overcome an ankle problem and should line up in defense, alongside fellow Brazilian Bremer and Federico Gatti. Napoli possible starting lineup: Merit, Di Lorenzo, Romani, Jesus, Oliveira, Anguissa, Lobotka, Zielinski, Politano, Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia. Juventus possible starting lineup: Szczesny, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, Cambiaso, Miretti, Locatelli, Alcaraz, Kostic, Chiesa, Vlahovic. We say, Napoli 1-1 Juventus. The last 11 league games between Napoli and Juventus have produced 5 wins for each side and 1 draw. And Serie A's Sunday night kickoff could be just as evenly poised. Though the champions are still refinding their rhythm, Juve will still find it tough to leave Naples with all 3 points. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.